Rise and grind, everyone. I'm sure some of you guys have seen the movie Weekend at Bernie's. Well, we're going to turn this into a Weekend at Vegas. Maybe I'm showing my age a little bit, but oh well. Perhaps some of the non-Las Vegas strip casinos are trying to get more people in their doors because they actually gave us 3 free comp nights at RedRock. The last time we played poker here was back in May, so it's been a minute. They don't exactly allow filming, but I can't turn down free rooms. Got in town midday, checked in, and you already know, first priority, gotta get that pump. The fitness facilities open 24 hours here, exactly the way I like it, so no matter what time of day it is, we can get it in. A few people were in the gym, they were stretching, doing their thing, but pretty much had the room to myself, basically after warming up. I gotta say, these treadmills that they had were probably the best things here. They were so smooth. I might have to get one for my gym. That's how much I liked them. And all the other equipment as well felt basically brand new. Just the floor was not rubber like normal gym flooring, so couldn't really drop any weight. We hit some back and just did 1 bicep exercise. Lame, I know. I gotta do more of those since my arms are so long, but I still did it. And damn, boy, it's getting thick. I do miss the crazy lines and striations on my ass, to be honest, but for now, this is a time to grow. Within reason, of course. Can't get too fluffy. After a good workout, we got ready, and if you guys already know, RedRock is a little ways from the strip, and I've been on the road all day, so I told myself, let's just try and play here. If they kick me out again, then we'll head elsewhere. So we get downstairs at 10:15, didn't have to wait at all. They had a seat open in the 5-5 game. I asked for $1,500 because I thought that was the max if my memory was correct from last time. But they said, nah, 3-5 is 15, the 5-5 is 2,500. I was like, say less, let's do it. So we sit down with the max $2,500 and get started. We do a lot of folding the first half hour or so, down about $180 give or take, and the first hand we get involved in, we have King 4 of clubs on the button. There's a few limps, action on us, and I'm tired of folding. We have position, let's raise it up. We make it $20 to go, the small blind cold calls, and both limpers come along, so 4 ways to a flop, and it comes Ace Jack 8 rainbow. It checks to us. It's a good board for the pre-flop aggressor, in theory, so we make a c-bet and throw out $30. It seems to work a little bit, not 100%, but we eliminate 1 player at least. It's not always ideal bluffing out against multiple opponents. Sometimes you just have to switch it up, depending on if you hit or not, or whether you have backdoors or not. In this case, we do have some backdoors, but that's really about it. Probably just, again, tired of folding and giving up, so that's why we throw out more money. I'm happy with it, even more so when the turn gives us some hope, brings in our backdoor flush draw. Expecting the small blind to check again to us, but he leads on this card and throws out $85. The low jack gives his cards back to the dealer. It's give or take what we're gonna make it, so it's fine by me. The dealer burns, and the river comes, another club, we hit a flush, we have the best possible hand on this board, we cannot lose. Hoping now he has 2 pair at least, or flush over flush situation, that'd be beautiful. It might actually be the case, because he does not slow down, he bets 2 black chips. Alright, he's still interested, so how much can 2 pair call? I don't think too much more, but another flush, especially a higher one like Queen 10 of clubs, that can call off quite a bit. We have a similar chip stack, but being too greedy might get him off the hook, even with a middling strength flush. So we come up with a sizing of $575. The best case scenario, flush over flush, and he jams, but unfortunately he doesn't. We do get lucky though, because he does shrug call. We flip over the nuts, and he shows pocket 8s. Do you think we got the max there? I feel like we did, the way he shrug called. It's hard to say, but we get lucky and take down a decent one. Every 30 minutes here, there's a bomb pot. If you guys seen my last vlog from this location, it gets pretty wild. This is just a few hands later. Everyone puts in $15 in pre-flop, and with 4 cards in our hand, the top board comes 9-8-3 all clubs, and the bottom board is Queen 4. We're in the big blind, the small blind checks. We look down at our cards and see 2 clubs, face card clubs. I probably should have glanced at the other board, to be honest, but the second nut flush was a decent enough hand for me. So we put in money in the middle and throw out $25. Only the hijack likes what he sees, so down to heads up. The turn comes, the 6 of clubs on the top and the deuce of diamonds on the bottom. Nothing changes for us, but I don't think that should matter much. We most likely have the winner on the top, so let's just build to get him to fold on the next street. We bet again, 3x the flop bet. He glances back at his cards and goes all in for around $280. We're not folding for that amount. We call. I ask him right away, do you have the ace-high flush? He says, yeah. I'm like, damn it. I guess we got to get lucky somehow on the bottom board for a chop. The rivers come, the 9 of spades on the top and another queen on the bottom. Why can't they be switched? At least I'd have a pair of 9s on the bottom board. We just show, mostly for the view of the camera, and then some confusion happens.
Ace king.
Oh, he doesn't have a flush there.
I got a flush up top.
No.
Oh, it has to be 2 and 3.
Okay.
So you get, are you scooped?
It's-
He scoops it.
No, he has a 2.
Doesn't matter. You have ace high, ace king high.
Oh, wow.
2 cards mandatory.
Has to be 2. Has to be 2.
So you guys both have 3 queens on the bottom with your top 2 cards.
With ace high.
Okay.
He has ace king high.
See, that's what we're talking about,
You
PLO.
have to play the best hand possible.
Wow, so he thought the lone ace of clubs was a flush. I really thought we were getting scooped here, but even our trips, ace king kicker was good enough for the bottom board. Probably the most confusing bomb pot I ever been a part of. Mostly because of the fact that he said he had the nut flush, so my brain already dismissed that board. But it works out for us, and we stack an opponent in the most unexpected way. Nothing happens for another hour, and at this point, some sort of straddle was on. We're in the under the gun 1, first to act, and see some face cards, king queen offsuit. We open to $35, only the big blind comes along. In position, alright, that's a good start. The flop comes ace 9 6 with 2 spades. He checks. We make a C bet of $30. He makes the call right away. Standard stuff so far. The turn comes the jack of clubs, giving us some hope, but now 2 flush draws out there. He checks to us. We keep our foot on the gas and continue. Throw out $80. Honestly hoping he just folds to make our lives easier, but he doesn't. He calls yet again. And this is no lie. In my head, I was thinking, how cool would this be if the river was a red 10, like a brick 10? And no BS, it comes the 10 of diamonds. We make the nuts again. He checks to us for a 3rd time, and being in this spot again is probably one of the best feelings. Having a hand that can't lose and deciding how much money to throw out that we can possibly win. So, alright, for the 2nd time tonight, how much can our opponent call, and with what hand? Any missed flush draw isn't going to call a bet. He has around $800 in his stack, and there's $300 in the middle. Tough. In the middle sizing, I think is okay. So we throw out 4 black chips. No snap bolt from him, so he doesn't have missed flushes. Now just praying for a call. He looks back at his cards, but eventually lets him go. Dang it. I think he said he had top pair, so maybe $200 gets called, but we get greedy. This one happens a few hands later. It was a cool flip. The guy to our left was really pushing the action, putting on double straddles, and we're in the blinds. It folds to us, and I always chop unless my opponent wants to play. Since there was no straddle on, he suggested a $50 flip. I'm like, all right, sure. We hit top pair on the flop, but 4 clubs out there, and even an ace. He flips over his cards one by one, and no club, and no ace, so we win. Just sharing that, because we get involved with this opponent a little later. Moving on though, we look down at queen 10 of hearts in the under the gun. I was late to filming this one, and paying attention as well. I was chatting with all the other players. I asked if the under the gun won double straddle to 20. The dealer says, nah, it was just a normal raise. So technically it was a min raise. Not sure if he actually saw my $10 straddle. It kind of appeared that way. So it was a normal open to $20. Again, not 100% sure, but going with it. The next act, cold calls. And I don't know, let's just get rid of the confusion so we know what's going on. We make it more. So maybe a 3-bet, but could be an open. I don't know. The amount is $85 though. Yeah, even seeing it again and talking about it, I'm a little confused myself. The next act calls and cutoff fold, so we're heads up and gain some information that he's willing to put in $85 in pre-flop, and that's all we really got. The flop comes queen 8-3 rainbow. Top pair for us, yes please. We're first act, and we'd probably c-bet regardless if we hit or not. In this case, we hit, so we're betting for value. We throw out $50. He makes the call pretty quickly. Off to the turn now, and it's a blank. Brings in the backdoor flush draw, but doesn't really change a whole lot. If we're ahead on the flop, should still be ahead on the turn. Let's keep betting for value. We make it $125 this time. He takes a little bit longer than the flop with his decision, but ultimately does make the call. So a little worrisome, but not worried anymore when we hit an offsuit 10 on the river. Top 2 pair should be the best hand, unless he happened to hit a magical gutter. I think a pot size bet is the right amount. I'd go this sizing if we had air as well, so gotta do the same for value. It seems like it was a little too much pressure for him though. He finally believes us in mucks. Firing all 3 streets. Don't get paid off on the end, but still win a decent sized pot. After that, we take a half-hour break to eat. Didn't bring any food in our lunchbox like normal since we were staying here. Just walked up to the room instead. When we got back, we get involved pretty much right away with pocket jacks in the big blind. There's a standard open to $30, a few cold calls, the button lets it go, the small blind calls, action now on us, and what do we do with the most loved starting hand in all of poker? I guess see a flop going multi-way, or I think the better move is to get rid of all the BS and even possibly take it down here with more aggression. So that's what we do. We squeeze and make it $125 to go. The straddler folds, action on the original opener. He glances back at his cards, probably just to make sure he still has aces, and 4 bets to $375. Everyone folds, action back on us, and this is just a horrible spot to be in. I guess we ran into it this time, and we follow the group and fold our cards. So put in $125 and didn't even see a flop, but just 3 hands later, we're on the button. Straddle was not on. There's a few limps, and we look down at the nut low, suited though. And I like our position, so we make it more, $25. The small blind next act calls, and the low jack is the only other caller. So we go 3 ways to a flop, and we hit a pair. A good board for us to rep, so when they check, we throw out a c-bet, 35. The small blind right away calls, and the low jack lets it go. So down to heads up to another card, good for us. It's a king of spades. We're telling a story. Let's keep telling it. He checks again, and we throw out 3 greens. He takes a few seconds this time and makes the call once again. Not sure what we want to see on the river, to be honest. I think the deuce of clubs, though, was exactly what we were thinking. He checks for a 3rd time. We take a moment to think what amount an ace would call. Don't want to be too greedy this time. Already seen that tonight, not going as planned, so want to make sure we get paid. We throw out 2 black chips. Maybe could have gone a bit more because he snap calls. We say 2 pair. He says that's good, and he got a little upset when he saw what 2 pair we had. He mumbles something like, wow, interesting. Even the table was like, yeah, wow. I'm like, yep, luck box, I know. What can I say? We continue to play another hour, but soon get sleepy. Long day of travel and just overall in general. So we book a solid win, played for 3 hours and some change, and didn't get kicked out. So a double win for us. We play at other locations this trip, and I was gonna make it one big vlog, but honestly, most of my audience has short attention spans, so I decided to break it up into 2 videos instead. A little foreshadowing, preview for the next one. We go all in for $1,100 with 7 high against top set. yeah, that video will come out ASAP, I promise. But until then, like this video, subscribe to the channel so you can get notified right away when I post next. Make sure you move your body. I'm Matty Ice. This is Gaines Poker. Peace out.